Hello, children. I hope you have understood the part 1 of the poem, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. Now we are going to do with the part 2, that is another 2 stanzas for the same poem. So before proceeding ahead, please make sure that the earlier 2 stanzas in video 1 is very clear. Okay, so now we are going to start further with stanza 3. Check the third stanza. Surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map a bad example. Okay, so yes, surely and Shakespeare's has the same letters S, but the sounds does not match. So it is not an alliteration, it will be a paradox. Why paradox? Because Shakespeare and map, they are nowhere connected to the slum children, means they are useless. We cannot show the high expectations or the dreams to the slum children. So the sentence, it has a deeper meaning, which means paradox. Okay, come to the next line. With ships and sun and love tempting them to steal. Okay, so steal means over here tempting. Sheep and sun, they are having the human, they are given the human qualities of tempting and steal, but human beings only have this tendency or this ideology of tempting and steal. So we cannot say that sheep and sun, the inanimate thing, so it is personification. Inanimate sheep and sun are given the human quality of tempting and stealing. Okay, the another figure of speech over here, that the sheep, the words sheeps and sun, they are representing the civilized world. Okay, so here it is not directly said, but definitely the sheeps and sun are pointing towards the civilized world, which is nowhere mentioned in the poem. So it is metonymy. Okay, come to the next line. For lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes from fog to endless night. Okay, so question mark is there, so interrogation. A question is asked not for the sake of an answer, but to have a poetic effect. Okay, the next figure of speech for the same line is, can you see for, from, fog? So all these words, they have the same sounds of the consonant F. So alliteration, the sounds of the consonant F is repeated for the words for, from and fog. Okay, then metonymy, again the word cramped holes, it is representing the homes in the slum, and fogs to endless night, it is representing the sad conditions. So the cramped hole means homes and fog to endless nights means sad conditions, which is not clearly stating about the homes of the slum children. So from these two words we are identifying that they are the homes of the slum children. So it is metonymy. It is nowhere, slum houses are nowhere mentioned in the poem. Okay, so metonymy. Next is inanimate lives that slyly turn. So these lives are inanimate, they are given the human quality of sly. Okay, so it is personification. Okay, come to the next line. On their slag heap, these children where skin peep through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass like bottle bits on stones. Yes, here we can have a many. Clearly it can be seen B sound, bottle, bits, by, bones. All these are having B common sound, that is alliteration. There is one more alliteration, if you clearly see. ST, steel and stone. Okay, spectacles will not come because it is SP, the sound is different. So ST, steel and stone. B, a letter goes for by, bones, bottles, bits. So alliteration. Okay, check another figure of speech. Slum and slag, there is a direct comparison between slum and slag. The point of comparison is to be dirty and depressing. Okay, the next is simile. There is a direct comparison between glass in the spectacle of the children and broken bottle bits. Okay. Like word is also mentioned, therefore you can say it is simile, clearly shows a direct comparison. Okay. The next is paradox. There is a hidden meaning that the slum children, they are undernourished. Okay, and their bones, it is mentioned that they are peeping through their skins, which means it is a hidden meaning. It is not clearly stating the fact, but there is a hidden meaning that the children, they are very much malnourished. Okay, so it is paradox. Okay, come to the next line. All of their time and space are foggy slum. Again, there is a deep hidden meaning. The slum children will pass their entire life and time in dark slum. So it has again a deeper expression of emotions, that is paradox. So blot their maps with slums as big as doom. Okay, now identify which figure of speech can apply over here. B sound consonant, that is blot and big, so alliteration. Okay, as big as doom, yes, simile, there is a direct comparison between the slum of the children and the doom. The point of comparison is never ending and miserable. That means their sadness, their miserable condition is never going to get end. So simile. Okay, come to the next stanza. Okay, first line. Mark, unless governor, inspector, visitor, this maps becomes their window. So from mark from unless to window. Okay. Which figure of speech can be rectified over here? Internal rhyme. Why internal rhyme? Governor, inspector, visitor, they are all having the ending letters OR, which has a similar sounds, rhyming words. So it is internal rhyme as a figure of speech. Also, visitor, windows, sounds is similar. So it is alliteration. Yes, although the letters are different, W and V, but the sound is common, that is V. So it is alliteration. Clear? Come to the next line. Mark in the second line. And these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Yes, the word like itself, it says their life, it is like a catacomb. Okay, so catacomb means they are living in the small tunnels or small hutments. Okay, so it is a simile. Come to the next line. Break, oh break, open till they break the town. Repetition, yes, the word break is repeated for the poetic effect. Oh break means they are telling that please break, oh please break. So oh, it is an exclamation. An exclamatory form is used for the poetic effect. Now remember, even if the exclamatory mark is not there, but the expression of the words are expressing the pointing out to a person, which means exclamation. Okay, now next. And show the children to green fields. Now over here, the green fields, it is representing the unpolluted nature which the children are never going to see. So what they are saying, and show the children to the green fields. So metonymy, the green fields, it is representing the pollution free nature or environment. Okay, next line. And make their world run azure on gold sands. Azure on gold sands, it is again pointing towards pollution free sea and beaches. So it is metonymy. Personification. Why personification? Because the word run, azure, word is given, the inanimate world is given the human quality of running. So it is personification. Come to the last line. And let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open history there whose language is the sun. Okay. So just try to find out tongues. Yes. So synagogue, the tongue part, it stands for the slum children. The part, it stands for the whole body. So synagogue. Personification. Why personification? The inanimate nature and sun, they are given the human quality of teaching. So it is personification. It is language is mentioned over here. Okay. Metonymy, run naked. Run naked means it is representing the freedom. Next is hyperbole. There is an overstatement that their language is the sun. Okay, the statement is exaggerated. It is overstressed. It has to be written in a simple way. So it is exaggerated. Their language is the sun. So hyperbole. Now go through the sentences and understand the figure of speech clear, and make sure you write in your notebook and form the complete notes of both the poems. Poem number 1, that is Mother at 66. Also poem number 2, that is an elementary school classroom in a slum. Rewind the video again and again so that the concept is very clear. Thank you.